Ooh, gonna be right there. Hold a second, hold a second. Just getting the ball rolling. Start. Camera and start. There we go. What are we doing here? Camera and next. And it's not made for blind children. There we go. Camera. Live. What's happening? And there we go. Live, 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 live. Hey, up, down. I left you my no. No, you didn't. I looked last night, checked every single number that was there, and your number was not there. Go to Dividend. Wait a minute. Dividend Stock Talk on TikTok. All right. Let's see who's in the house tonight. In the house tonight. In the house tonight. Video, there we go. All right, we're going to back this up just a smidge. Do that, do that, do this. All the way back this way, do this. Come on, do that. Reverse the camera like that. All right, so let's see who's in the house. All right, that being said, yeah, I believe you when you say you did. Owen, how are you doing today? So up, down, I believe you when you say that you did. I'm going to leave it here, then remove the chat. All right, 1 second. All right, let's see who's in the house. Give me 1 second. I'll write it down. Go ahead, shoot. Go ahead, I got it. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Now touch me, baby. Owen, thank you for that. Who do we have here? All right, you can erase it now. I got it written down. Okay, so who do we have tonight? Vino, Glenn, Casey, Scott. Go Hast Zapper. Go Hast Zapper. Okay. Tigger. Vino. Good to see you, Mr. James. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Cousin Astra. Sylvia. How are you today? The Golden Law. Back again. Get Away Farm. Cool. We should chat. I love farming. All right. Let's see. Who do we have over here? Over here. Over here we have Nisi, JC, The Pardoner, Scotty, Gary, J-Jack, Way to Success, Niculator, J Doodle, Greg, oh, G-Reg, see you, Remax, see you, Sabri, Pete Razzo, Larry, Running Gold, Kevin, how are you guys doing? J Doodle, Zach Infantry, Medium Rare, Robert, Glomo, Kenny B, Ken Ray, Ashton, Starboy, Danny, Grateful, good evening, Angie, Angela, sorry, Seaboy, Darla, Johnny, One Duck Stuck, okay, Bones, Mark, Ron, Eric wants to take a look at Marvel, Ken Ray, Willie Wiper, Ken Ray, oh, wait. Eric wants to take a look at Marvel, first one on the list. MRVL. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let me finish saying hi to everybody first. Christopher, Soto, Lucky Dog, David, Mr. Snow Miser. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below. They call me Snow Miser. Bobo, J Cloud, Specs, Incognito, Joy Dabs, Matthew, Enza. Hey, thank you so much for the call today. You're welcome, young lady. What do we got? We got Hate the Loser. What do you think for CRML? We'll take a look at that one next. Okay, sit tight. Pool Master, Thomas, Pamfa, Becciati, Razor, James Claiborne, Mason. Okay, I think that's enough. Quite a bit of you guys are saying hi. Good evening, everyone. That sounded good. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, if you think 1% a week is not enough for you, if you think it's too slow, if you think it's boring, if you think it's just not enough, you really don't need to be here. Okay, this is a trading strategy I created for my 9-year-old daughter. Okay, so the videos that I am creating are not just for you to learn something. I'm creating these so that okay, so it's not just for you. Okay, that being said, let's get the ball rolling. Let's keep it clean. Let's ask some decent questions, and let's try to stick to the rules. The rules are pretty simple. Okay, the 5 criteria: simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. Now, that 5th one is going to be a little bit of a doozy for some of you, but you got to remember, this was originally created for my 9-year-old daughter, so it had to be easy. All right, so hate the loser. We're going to take a look at ABAT, and we'll take a look at CRML in a little bit. Mike Sweeney, Drew, Matthew Harris, Missy. All right, let's get started. Now, I just gave you the 5 criteria: simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. That's the 5 criteria that I had to come up with to create a trading strategy for a 9-year-old little girl. So, as you can expect, there's going to be rules. Okay, there's always rules. And for a 9-year-old, there had to be rules so she could get in, she can get out, and she can get the ball rolling. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not understand. If you don't understand the stock, if you don't know everything about it, do not buy it. Keep dropping my pen. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. Mac Daddy, Todd, Mike. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. That just makes sense. Think about it. Why? And rule number 5, make sure all the numbers work. Now, we are going to touch base on each and every one of those as the night progresses. Just like a good movie, stocks that have weekly cash flow and are consistently profitable. Okay, I don't look at new stuff. I don't look at that weird ETF that's only around for 2 or 3 years. I don't care what the rates of returns claim to be. Please repeat the rules. Gayut. Everybody's profitable. Weekly options only, and make sure all the numbers work. Alrighty, so let's get on with it. First one of the evening is going to be Marvell. Always, this is for me. I like looking at the 1-year chart first. I want to see where the high is, I want to see where the low is, and I want to see where it's going. Merv, how you doing? 5 of them. And decide whether or not I want to pursue it more or just say, next. Here we go. You ready? 5 things. Number 4, where is it now? And number 5, what's the motion of the ocean? Not being at the high of the year, not being at the low of the year. I want to know, where is it? Well, it's kind of in the middle. The high and the low, we're right here. Kind of perfect. Now, next, I want to take a look at the numbers. Is it going to be worth my while to invest in this particular company? Well, what can I buy it for first thing tomorrow morning? $82.55. $82.55. $82.55. $82.55. That's the current price. That's the closing price today. What else do we have? All right, that's cool. Next, what am I going to sell it for? Now, when I say simple, safe, predictable, and consistent, I want to see what the numbers look like. So currently, $82.55, the closest strike price is going to be the 83. And the 83 right here is paying 106. The 84 is paying 69 to 75. That's for this week. That's only 2 days, Thursday and Friday. That's it. What does next week look like? Well, next week is the 30th of January, just about done and over with. How long have you been doing this? 15 years, Mr. Rich. How you doing? So next week if I do the 83s for next week go for 263. That's just shy of 3%. Now think of it. If I can get 1% every single week, that's over 50% per year. Gabriel, we'll take a look at Oracle in a little bit. Okay, Rick, you're just learning? Great. Okay, what I'm teaching, Rick, it's simple, it's safe, it's predictable. Okay, the first question you should ask yourself, Mr. Rich, does it make sense? That's the first question you should be asked. So, Mario, good evening there, Mr. Mario. All right, first one on the list, Marvel. So we like everything. We want to see what it's going to look like. Is it a potential opportunity for this week or next week? All right, we already looked at the 1 year chart. Now I want to look at the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look, it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, it's just starting to turn around right here. So the last 30 days just started 3-day Webull. Okay, here's your last 30 days, the last month, the last 1 month, the last 30 days. She jumps up, the high of the 30 days. She drops down, the bottom was Tuesday. Today was up, so tomorrow looks like it could be a good opportunity. Silver Mamba, what's happening? So do you like this company? Well, let's take a look. We're going to be looking at the 83s for next week. From single to covered stock. Because remember I said I wanted a simple, safe in your IRA. There's a lot of trading strategies you cannot do in your IRA, but this one, you one contract. Now the reason I'm showing you just one contract, because I want you to see what one contract would entail. That means how much am I putting up? How much am I profiting? Can you do safely? What program is this? Rich, this is Think or Swim. It's a trading platform. It's not a program. It's a trading platform through Charles Schwab. Okay? All right, so that's what I want to do right there. And I want to change it from limit to market because I want it filled instantaneously first thing in the morning. Here's what it sounds like. Are you ready? Let's do this. Buy one covered call of Marvel. 30 January 2026. That's next Friday. The $83 call option. That means I'm buying it and I'm turning around and selling it. I bought 100 shares to get ready to sell a call option. It nosedived in minutes. Thought process, please. Vino, tell me what stock you bought, and I'll pull it up and we'll look at it next. Okay, so maximum profit for this one trade, 261. The burn is that. Noah, can you explain how that call option works? Uh-oh. Vino, you bought Riot? Holy cow. We're going to look at that next, Vino. Sit tight. And who just asked me that question? Noah, I'm going to get to that question in a little bit. Sit tight. Let's keep on with this. So here's the order. Okay, here's the profit. Here's what it costs. Now, what I'm doing is creating weekly cash flowing assets. It's an asset that has the ability to give you weekly cash flow every single week. Like, why the hell not? You know what I mean? So, investment, $8,000, profit, 261. Let's get the calculator and find out what is that rate of return. Calculator, there it is. All right. First thing we want to do, the profit, 261. 50 cents, and we're going to divide that by the investment, because you would, no matter what you do, you want a rate of return, you got to put something up. So how much is it costing? $8,039. $8,039, and that gives me a grand total of 3.2% for 1 week, if and only if you like Marvel. Vino, that makes sense? If and only if you like Marvel. Okay? So I'm going to save this one. because I kind of like Marvel, and I like 3.2%. I like Marvel. Gotta wait for it to pop up. And here we go. By one covered call, Marvel, MRVL. We're going to sell the January 30th call option, the $83 call option for someone to buy it from us. Our profit is going to be $261.50. Our investment is going to be $8,039. And it's going to give a 3.5% return. I like 3.5%. 3.5. Whoops. 3.5. That's better. Okay, so Vino, we're going to take a look at Riot and figure out where the hell you went wrong. Sit tight for 1 second. All right, Vino, Riot, let's take a gander at it. Hold on. You see that right there? Let's zoom into that, Vino. Here's the last 30 days. Are you ready? 30 days ago, we're at 14. We dropped down to 12.50. We shot up. It dropped like a rock, Vino. Check this out. The bottom was 3 weeks ago, $12.50. It shot up like a rocket to $19.50. From $12.50 to 9 cents. Think about it. It's about 52% from here to here. 52%, Vino. What makes you think bounces up until it already came down? Here are taking their profits. Because the funny thing, Vino, it's not a profit until, had you asked me last night, say, James, what do you think of Riot? I would have pulled this up and I said, oh, hell no. I never buy at the high. The high was Friday. And then she pulled back on Tuesday. This means the profit taking has started. I'm terribly sorry you're in that situation, Vino, but guess what? It's a learning process. Hopefully, you won't do that again. Before you buy anything, what is the chart telling you? Because the chart's telling you something. Okay, this is today. 3 weeks ago, it was at 12.50. And it jumped from 12.50 to 19.50. That's over 50%. Of course, there's going to be profit taken, Vino. Terribly sorry, brother. Hold on to it. Okay, profit taking will take place. It'll turn around and go back up again. Because remember rule number 1. Never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Okay, what else do we have? Yep, profit taking. Vino, profit taking. That basically means if I buy it for $1 and it jumps up to a $1.50, that's a 50% profit. I want to get the hell out and take my profits and move on to the next one. Okay, there's over 10,800 different companies all looking to make a profit. What do we have? All right, here we go. Can you explain how that call option works? Absolutely. Noah, are you ready? Let's pull up a stock that we actually like. Macy's. All right, Macy's. All righty. Noah, we're looking at Macy's. Okay, here's the top. She drops, shoots back up, drops again. What do you think's happening now? Vino. Okay, the 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Now she's going to turn around and go up. It's almost a perfect situation to jump into. So let's take a look. Now, the call option that you're asking about. If I buy the stock, it's currently at 21.21, 21.21, 21.21, 21.21. That's the current price. So if I buy it at 21.21, Me particularly, I'm going to sell the 21s because that's going to give me 67 cents per share, and that is more than 2% for 1 week. For 1 week. And if I get 2% every single week, that's over 100% by the end of the year. That's doubling your money by the end of the year. So let's see how that option works. So if I buy it this price, I sell this right here. Somebody pays me this. Now, come Friday, if the stock is above 21, that way I get my product work. That's what it is. What is it? Okay. Safe 44. What software is that? Safe 44. It's not software. That's a trading platform. A trading platform is someplace where I can say no now if you want, Sean. Okay. I don't do realty income. Now, Sean, the reason I don't do realty income, 2 reasons. Number 1, it's at the high of the year. That's a hell no right from the beginning. Second reason, it's a monthly option. I don't do monthly options. Okay, I'm looking for weekly cash flow, not monthly. You cannot get weekly cash flow from a company that offers monthly options unless you want to sit in front of your computer and look at this stupid crap all day long. Sorry, I have better things to do with my time than sit in front of my computer. Point, plain and simple. Better things to do with my time than sit in front of the computer and make money. I'm past that point in my life. All right, what else do we have down here? All right, I got it. All right, I'm going to grab my seat, answer some of these questions. So I have 8 screens in front of me tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screens in front of me, which means I have a lot of questions. So try to keep your question was. All right? Risk taker, how are you today? Riley, good evening, sir. Laurie, sir, yes, first you buy the stock. Then you do the covered call. Absolutely. 1, buy the stock if it passes your conditions. Absolutely. 2, thank you for the do the covered call. Absolutely. Vino, profit taking. 100% profit. If you buy something for $100 and you sell it for $75, you just did a 25% loss. Profit is profit no matter which way you look at it. And nobody ever went broke taking profits. Vino, thank you for dropping. Once it drops, do some dollar cost averaging, average out your price, then sell a covered call against it, but make sure you don't lose any money or you do not risk losing any money. Silverman says, hi, Rulus, how do you reverse the shot to look normal? I would like to answer that question also. Now remember, my camera is an iPhone 11, and it is the selfie camera, which is the side that has all the, questions, answers, that way I can communicate with you guys. It's not the reverse camera, which you can reverse. For some strange reason, you can't reverse the selfie cam on the iPhone through YouTube. If you can figure it out, let me know. Thank you for the free info. I have the desire, which you said the other day, is okay. The desire. Step 2 is coming up with a list of companies that you like. I can get a lot from context, the basic math, but how do I physically do it? That's a good question. Silence and violence. You got to figure out what trading platform you're going to want to use. Now, I use Robin. Best thing I like about Thinkorswim, they haven't touched it. They haven't changed anything. It's the exact same as it was 20 years ago with a few minor differences. Okay? So once you figure out what trading platform you're going to want to use, you got 2 choices. 1, ask someone who's already done it, such as myself, or call the broker and say, hey, can you walk me through it? That's their job. Digital wealth. It's very late here in the UK. Cool bean call. Okay. Noah, I've been looking into this, and you explain it the most layman and easy to understand way. Okay, Noah, it was created for my 9-year-old daughter. Yeah, no. I get it. I hear what you're saying. Okay, if you take a look at my videos, Noah, I get videos dating all the way back to 2011. You will notice that the videos from 2011 in the videos nowadays, I'm basically saying the same thing, because nothing is different from it was 15, 16 years ago when my 9-year-old daughter asked me, Daddy, can you teach me? It's basically the same. Okay, so what else do we have? Silence. Like, what software or medium should I be using to do any Robinhood? So you find a trading platform that works for you. Now, the reason I like Robinhood, I can look at the chart, I can look at the stock numbers, I can look at the option numbers, and I can do the trade all on the same screen. I don't have to bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Thank you. Yep, rule 1. Thank you, sir. Can you tell me you buy the stock first? Of course you buy the stock. Well, see, Guy, I buy the stock and sell the option at the exact same time. Now, we're going to do 1 or 2 this evening, and you'll see exactly how it works. How do I buy you a case of beer? Oh, that would be good if I actually drank beer. It would probably sit in my refrigerator for the, right up until the summertime. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big smoker. Okay, great call on UVXY pullback. Thank you, Ken. You know what you could do, Vino? Drop me your number in the DM. No. Noah, I don't buy calls. Okay, I sell calls. Now, the reason I don't buy call options is because 80% of all options expire worthless. So I sell the option. Oh, no, the only thing I'm looking for is 1% rate of return. And that I get right here. Okay, here's the stock right here, 23.50. And the 23.50s is going for 54 cents. That's over 2%. Now I'm selling it. I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me. Now listen closely, because this boggles some people's mind. You ready? I'm buying it at $23.50 at the exact same time price I just paid for it. $23.50. The only thing I'm collecting is the premium, and do I care if the stock goes up or down? No, I don't care. My concerns, and I only have 2 of them. Consistency of profitability. Does the company consistently make money? Number 2, does it have weekly options? Okay, I want to buy it for $23.50. I want to sell it for $23.50, all within one trade. And that trade is the covered call. You buy the stock, you sell the option at the very beginning. Now, any video you've ever seen of mine, it's always the same intro. Hey everybody, my name's James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10 No Way to Lose 1% per week. So, how am I doing that? I'm using the covered call. So, and confirm and send, there it is right there. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'm buying at $23.50. I'm selling at $23.50. I'm collecting that, and this is what it's costing me, and my rate of return is going to be whatever it is. Let's find that out. Let's edit this. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to just one contract at the market. Now, the reason why I want to do it at the market, okay, a market order is purely 100% American order. Now, when I say it's American order, because we Americans are a little on the weird side. We want it now. That's it. We want it now. And most of us don't really care what it costs. It's your money. And I'm going to explain that to you in like 3 or 4 minutes. Elliot, don't go anywhere. So when I say simple, it's a simple trade. I'm buying a stock, and then I'm turning around and going to sell it. All in one sweep. safe. The covered call is so safe the federal government allows you to do it in your IRA. That's how safe it is. Predictable. I already know what my profit is going to be before I even do it. If you're going to buy the stock, you got to wait for it to move. It's nothing. Okay? Simple, safe, predictable. I know what my profit is. Consistent. Well, the consistency comes in after week every single week. And I do. Every single week. Every position I have, I get AT&T 30 January, which is this coming, next Friday. 2350 call option. Max profit is 55.50. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, 550, and we divide it. Okay, the profit 55.50. We divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, and that is in the 22.95. Grand total of 2.4% for 1 week. Think about it. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to save this one. Okay, we're going to save this one, 2.4%. Of course, why not? There it is. Here we go. My one covered call, AT&T, 30 January. That's next Friday. The 2350 call option. Well, the stock is 2350. So I'm going to have thoughts about your session. Could spark more interaction. Cool beans. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. You know how it works. My profit, 55.50. My investment, 22.95. And that's 2.3% for 1 week. Think about it. Some simple math. If 1% a week, every single week, is 50% per year, well, what's 2.3% a week? I haven't made any money in 6 months. What am I doing wrong? Mary, sit tight for 1 second. We'll take a look at that, all right? But Mary, get your fingers ready. I'm going to ask you questions. I want you to answer them as I ask them, okay? So, what did we say on this one? 2.3%? I hate that every once in a while it does that. Oh, so while that is resetting, $2.3%. Now, I like this trade so much. We all know who they are. Okay, I'm buying it at $23.50. I'm selling it at $23.50. I'm collecting $55 for one, and I'm okay with that. All right, so I'm hitting the send button, and there it goes. The market maker will see it first thing in the morning. All right, let's do the next one. Next one. Okay, Mary, I'm going to pick on you. You ready? Uh-oh, where'd you go, Mary? That could be number one. Okay? I like it simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. And as far as I know, this is the first time you've been here, because this is the first time I'm reading a question from you. I have a great memory when people ask me questions. Okay. Fit black women. Okay. How you doing? Elliot, do I trade full time? Okay, Elliot, my trading goes from about 9 o'clock in the morning until about 11. And the only reason it goes for 2 hours, and I explain it, all the motions, so it takes a little bit of time. Now, if it wasn't for that, it would take me 10 minutes or less, because the only thing I want to see are the companies that are up for consideration this week, okay, and that's usually on a Monday, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's usually just 5 minutes. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where is it at now? Where's it going? What should I do? And then on Friday takes a little bit more time, because what I want to see on Friday, the options are about to expire. So, am I making money? Should I let it go? Should I push it into next week, get a little bit more money out of it? So, Friday, what did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at now? What should I do? What's next? That's it. So, normally, it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes and I'm done. But when I'm teaching people, it takes a lot longer because I have to explain each and every step and what I'm looking for. Running gold. Do I have to wait for the market to open before I can place an order on Thinkorswim? No, you do not. You can place your order. I just did an order just now. Okay, on AT&T, I bought 100 shares at the current price. And then I sold the $23.50, hopefully going to collect that first thing tomorrow morning. So I already put that order in for tomorrow. So I don't have to do anything. Okay? I will get a notice in my email. Your order had been filled. Gayut, I want to chat too, sir. You gotta send me your phone number. Elliot, no, I don't do this full time. I'm retired. Can you explain Collard? Yes, I can, but I'm not going to. Okay? Pantheon, 115. Now, I could explain it, but I'm not going to because I'm giving to you for free a trading strategy that makes about 50% per year. Okay, you want something more than that, you'll have to come to the paid trading group. And no, I'm not trying to sell anything. Okay, you can go through all my videos. Very rarely do I ever try to suggest to sell anything unless somebody asks me a specific question. That's it. I'm not going to ask you permission to try to sell you something. I'm not going to do that. I don't do that. If someone asks a question, I will answer it. But I won't try to sell you anything. Why do you look so cute? Thank you. Verizon is better. Hold on a second. That sounds like a challenge. We just looked at AT&T, and AT&T is paying 2.3% for 1 week. So let's check out Verizon. What's Verizon offering for 1 week? I'm all game for that game. Here we go. Verizon, here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. It's at 39.24. 39.24. The 39 is going for 90 cents. That's a little bit more than 2%. Well, let's find out. Okay. Interesting. She bottomed out yesterday and today's up. So she drops. Whoops. She drops. Now she's going back up again. I love a 30-day top, 30-day bottom, bounce and going back up again. Stocks do two things, and only two things. They go up and they go down. They do not come to your house and cook you dinner. They do not come to your house and take the dog for a walk. I left the lawnmower outside running one day, and I was waiting for Verizon to come by and mow the lawn. It didn't. Okay? The Ford stock didn't come and fix my car. They go up, they go down, that's it, that's all. You just got to find out when's the right time to buy, what's the right strategy to use. So the strategy I'm giving you for free is the covered call, the same strategy that I created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. Alrighty, so Verizon, let's check it out, because somebody slapped down a challenge. Here we go. Verizon is better. Well, let's find out. 39, the 39s. Let's do the 39s. 39, 39, 39. There it is right there. One contract at 39. At the market. There we go. Here's Johnny. By one covered call Verizon. 30 January. The exact same as the one we did for AT&T. 39 call option. The profit, $70. The investment, $3,800. Well, let's check out the rate of return. Rate of return, calculator please. $70.50 divided by 38.30. Okay, who came up with this one? Okay, nerd. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, dude, but Verizon is offering 1.8% for 1 week. AT&T is offering 2.3% for 1 week. Which one do you think is better? It's a strictly numbers game. Okay? Both of them. Telecommunications. That's what they do. Who does it better? Don't know, don't care. Which one's more profitable? At this moment in time, AT&T is. Sorry, they're both bouncing off the bottom, both doing the exact same thing. Coming off a 30-day high, hitting a 30-day bottom, going back up. Verizon is offering 1.8 and AT&T is offering 2.3. It's just a numbers game, brother. $1.8. There it is right there. By one covered call, Verizon. 30 January. That's next Friday. The $39 call option, which is right at the money. 70.50 is the profit. 3,800 is the investment. That's 1.8%. It's not better than AT&T this week. Put it right there with AT&T. 1.8. Sorry, 1.8 not as good as 2.3. Numbers don't lie. Hold on again. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay. What is the formula gain percentage? Gayut, the formula for percentages. You take the profit divided by the investment. That gives you the rate of return. Doing work. Covered calls with NVIDIA? Hell no. The reason why I say no to NVIDIA, it's what, $185 for the stock? It's a 1 penny dividend. It's a $4.79 book value. That means, you understand what book value means? Just because you pay $185 for the stock, it's only worth $4.79. If the Supreme Court comes in and says, yo, you got to divest and give all the money back to your investors, guess what you're getting? $4.79. No, that is not free. Digital Wealth, how you doing? ODT. Trade SPY options daily, thinking to buy one share a week on top for long-term investment ideas. Okay, I'll actually show you. Rhino, why someone would pay for your call if they can buy it for the same price on the market? Rhino, apparently you don't understand how stock options work. Sit tight, I'll explain it to you in a minute. I'm just seeing if this is working today, and it doesn't look like it is. Well, now that kind of sucks. My computer just blacked out. Well, we might call it an early day today. Imagine that. Okay, so Rhino, the reason why people pay for call options, because as the stock price goes up, let's say hypothetically speaking, the stock goes from 23.50 to 20, huge difference. What is the formula for the gain again? I just told you that. Control-Alt-Delete. Control-Alt-Delete. Nope, that's not working. Damn it. Well, let's see how that works. No, we might have to call it a day if you can't get the computer to work. Good evening, sir. How you doing, Riley? Built from ashes. No signal. Lovely. Running gold. Yes, sir. I seen it after the question. Thanks. Jay Collins. What program is that on your computer? Jay Collins, it's not a program. It's a trading platform. Running gold, you want to know that 9% one was on the board? Sit tight, we'll pull it up. Okay, so what we have here, we have Verizon 1.8, AT&T 2.3, Marvel 3.5, Delta Airlines 2.4, Dell Computer, the 121, 2.2%, Dell Computer 120, 1.8%, Macy's 2.9. Wait a minute, that's the 2150, 2.9. The Macy's 22 is going for 4%. This one here, CLSK, 9%. And no, these are not tips. These are not recommendations. These are just observations. Advanced Auto Parts, 3.6. Procter & Gamble, 1.5. Kimberly-Clark, 1.4. That's what we found so far this week. Okay, I'm having a problem with the computer, so we'll just answer the questions and we're going to call it a day. Sorry, guys. Why are you only doing one contract? Aaron, the reason I'm doing only one contract is just to show you what one contract equals. If you have the ability to do 5, 10, 20, 32, that's totally up to you. But if you understand, if 1 equals this, well, this times whatever is going to give you that price. That's why. Thoughts on the ticker WASH? Rendonius. I never heard of WASH. Sorry. Eric, you like that? Nice. 3.5 in a week. Nice. Okay. Miss Tony, how are you? Well, I'm missing all these questions. Well, I gotta go backwards. All right, get these questions while this is